Today, April 14th, 2021. So I did my first stream, I don't know, it was earlier this week or last week, directly with SpeakAI. So it's the idea of, my company is called Ideas to Reality. And, it was originally born out of ideas to reality at the speed of thought. But realizing speed of thought is a little bit too extreme at this point in time. So it's ideas to reality at the speed of voice. And what that looks like, a lot of the work is inspired by a book called Accidental Genius. Let's get this in here. What are we going to do here? We'll do YouTube comments. Accidental Genius, which was, actually I have it here, Mark Levy's book, Using Free Writing as Access to Your Greatest Thoughts, right? And so this is, I started doing free talking in about 2013, which was getting ideas outside of the head that are rattling, getting ideas out into the world that are rattling inside of the head. So the big thing that goes along with this is the transcription piece of it, and being able to surface different ideas on the background. So this is a test with using SpeakAI, which I like about it. I've been doing most of my stuff with Otter, which is great from the transcription perspective, but doesn't add as much of the analytic stuff on the back end. So I've been doing it. You get great transcription here and the great punctuation, but Speak, what it does is it starts to give you some of, sentiment analysis for the things that you're talking about, and also starts doing some categorization. So I'm going to start analyzing this stuff real time and then riffing off of some of the ideas that come. So the whole idea is we kind of build on some of the different ideas. So completely experimental, but let's see where it goes actually. So I'm going to analyze text right here. So one of the challenges that we're getting is we're not getting periods after the sentences. So it's occurring as a long run-on sentence, but that's okay. Let's just see what the analysis comes up with. So it's going to start analyzing the text real time. And here we go. Absolute words, whale, actually interesting. Completely analyze. Let me pull this onto the other screen. I'm looking at the other screen here. Contrast, arrows, communication, speaks. But if we look at the sentiment analysis piece of this, yeah, these are going to be a little bit long. Oh, there we go. It's pulling together a long section here. 50. Can we get a couple of these here? All right, it's pulling together. It only did the one long piece right here. So the idea is the sentiment analysis starts to pull out the individual ideas that have the most amount of strength or legs. But let me just look at here the insights. Okay, if I go real-time sentiment, can I go real-time sentiment here? Let's see what that does, if that pulls it real-time. But let me start pulling out some of the insights for some of the things that we're, that we're talking about. Editorializing, film, fillers, a lot of the fillers, future focus, going to. I like the future focus. Past focus is last week, present focus is today. Let's see what we're riffing on. Let's just talk about here the today stuff here. So here's what is today? Oh, that's not too useful. Puffery, that's a keyword, speak, to do. What are the to-do items here? All right, to do this, go live here. We're going to do here's YouTube comments. All right, people, I'm a Mark, Cardinals. So I'm looking for some of the key item might be indications of areas where we want to dig in a little bit more. Analyze, what do we got going on here? That's when we're talking about the analyzing the text, absolute word, whole, completely, comparisons, talk, text. What else we got going here? A little kind of actually, okay, so it's probably a little bit more intelligent to start analyzing some of these things on the back end. Let me see if I can grab my last set of notes here. Let me see if I grab my notes from a day ago. I'm still recording this, so it's probably better to do an analytics on a session afterwards, after not doing as much of the real-time stuff, but looking at some of the analytics after the fact. But okay, so that is that. But I'm excited about the possibilities of being able to riff and tap into the subconscious mind and tap into the subconscious mind and then have sort of real-time analysis of what we're talking about and what some of the ideas are. Okay, so we're getting closer and closer to being able to do this real-time analytics, and I don't think nobody does it as well as Speak does, where you can actually really start to gather some of the insights that you're working for. So there's other companies. There's another company that does this. What's it? Powwow.ai. Powwow is making a run at this type of work, but they're focused right now on Zoom meetings. And the problems is, my argument against the Zoom meeting is people can't do their most creative work in Zoom meetings. I can't do my most creative work sitting here live by myself, right? It's better if we have another person who joins and breaths, but I can't do my most creative work even sitting like in the studio, staring at a screen and a monitor. If you get on Zoom, that adds a whole new level of challenge around being able to gather some of the most insight. So the most optimal way to be able to create is walking and talking, which is why I do most of my meetings walking and talking. It's the most optimal way to be able to sort of get the best ideas outside of the head and to work through some of the challenges. The problem with walking and talking, right, that there's not as much of the systems in place. So powwow.ai is making a run at this. There's also a walking and talking meeting company. I did a demo of that. I'm forgetting the name right here. But the whole idea is we want to get as close to how our brain operates and really get as close to our subconscious mind for the work that we're doing. And that's how we start getting some of the better ideas out of here. So this will be an interesting one. I don't know if this one is interesting to anybody else or if this is going to be useful for anybody else on the outside, but I wanted to just drop it in here, do the practice for the reps of the live, and have an amazing day. Going to do check in on my son before my next meeting, make sure everything's going well with his school, and we'll call this one, I'll call this quits on this one. Have an amazing day.